In today's video, I wanted to show you all how I finish paintings with resin. I did this purple airbrushed painting a couple of weeks ago, so it's had time to cure. I've heard that if you resin a painting too soon after painting it, the moisture can cause the resin to become cloudy. I have not had that issue, but I also live in a very dry climate, and I think that has a big factor on how quickly paintings dry and cure. So I'm just getting prepped. I have gloves and a face mask that I do wear. Some people don't wear a mask. I do. The resin gives off a lot of fumes, especially when you torch it. I don't measure by weight. I actually use these small cups that have lines on the side, and I do equal parts of the resin and the hardener and then mix them together. You could also grab a small scale, like a food scale or a scale to measure packages, and do this by weight. But with this resin, it is equal parts hardener to resin. You mix them together for a couple of minutes, and then you're good to pour. So once I have my two parts measured out, I just combine them into one cup and then just start stirring. Like I said, instructions say go for a couple of minutes, so it takes me about 3 or 4 minutes to stir this all together. I do get some air bubbles in mine, but I'm not worried about that because I will torch this piece to remove the air bubbles once I have the resin poured. I believe instructions say to stir and combine the two parts for at least 3 minutes. If you don't combine them well enough, the resin may not harden. If you want to check out this airbrushed piece, you can watch video 547. I painted this about a month ago. It's one of my favorite airbrushed pieces so far, so I did want to finish this with resin and hang it. And to help with the resin drips on the back of the painting, I always tape off my paintings now before I paint them to help keep them clean. To keep the back clean from paint, and then to also protect it from however I finish it. If you're using resin, the drips on the back harden up and it can be difficult to remove them. I've found that just having that layer of tape helps remove that excess resin much easier. I just like to rest my painting on a couple of cups so that the resin can drip off, and then I have my torch ready. If I've mixed up too much resin, I just normally save it for another project. It hardens within about 20 to 30 minutes. So I always have either another painting or coasters that I can use the excess resin on. And you can use, there are silicone tools that you can buy. You could just use your stir stick, but I just use my gloved hand to start spreading the resin out. I like to make sure that I get all the way to the edges and then get an even coat on the sides of the painting as well. So I just find that using my hand works well. I will do this process at least 2 times, possibly 3, to get a really nice coat on here and get all of the canvas covered. I don't really like having areas of the textured canvas still visible. That is just my preference, and if you only want to do 1 coat of resin, you can. One of the things that I'm doing is working from the middle of the canvas and pushing the resin outward. I want to make sure that my resin doesn't pool up in the middle of my canvas and sag. It can happen, and it's just, I don't like the way it looks. It tends to make me do more coats of resin to even out the surface a little bit. So I just like to make sure that not a lot is just sitting right in the middle of that canvas. Once you have your coat of resin down, I just use a kitchen torch. I got this right off of Amazon. It just uses butane. And I go over the entire piece and remove all those air bubbles. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if this was helpful. I've done a couple of videos showing varnish, but it's been a while since I've done one showing resin. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post 3 videos a week, and I will see you in the next one.